So, as we said to start the show, stories in sports. And it's one of those things that I love because it's what I grew up on. And there's just certain, I'll be able to explain it a little bit better here in a minute, but there's just things that you can't truly put a number on or put just a singular idea on. You almost, when they say you had to be there, they're truly you had to be there moments. Which is why stories are so cool, is because really good stories can capture that feeling of you had to be there. I talk all the time. I wasn't there. I didn't watch the game. But it's the 19-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant's 81-point game. And what's almost as cool as the 81-point game itself is the story of the 81-point game. The trash talking, the almost revisionist of Kobe watching it himself and tweeting early on. Jalen Rose, the dynamic there. And rest in peace. Now, you have to understand this. Rest in peace to both Kobe Bryant and the next person I'm about to talk about, Stuart Scott. This game was so big. Forget the stats, which the 81 points are amazing and an all-time thing. Forget the numbers. Like, the Lakers record. No one knows the Lakers record at that game. No one knows the Raptors record. Forget the whole idea of it's like, well, did you win a title or did you not? Forget the narratives. This game, and Kobe's done this twice. Kobe did this twice. By today's standards, meaningless NBA game. Kobe was the first story on SportsCenter on Conference Championship Sunday. Stuart Scott led off the show. Multiple jump shots, the three-pointers, the score at halftime, the Lakers come back in just this way that only he could. He told a story. The story of Kobe Bryant's 81-point game, and the way he broke it down wasn't just writing off numbers, wasn't just feeding into a narrative. It was a moment that was created by Kobe Bryant, narrated by Stuart Scott, and you just can't forget stuff like that. You can't just not have, like, that's part of sports. Those stories, those memories, those creations, those are a part of sports, and they're beautiful. And the fact we've gotten so far away from them is truly, it shouldn't be this frustrating, but it is. Conference championship, again, a NBA player who took away from the NFL leading off SportsCenter on Conference Championship Sunday. This same NBA player in his final NBA game, the same night the Warriors are going for 73 wins, an NBA record. Everybody's watching him score 60. Those are moments created by the players, narrated by what used to be a bunch of respected journalists in SportsCenter, these other news networks doing sports. It was an all-timer. Both, but we're specifically discussing the 81-point game because it's the 19-year anniversary. We don't have that anymore. There's no one you could go to. There's obviously there's still legends who are alive who have done this who just aren't as active anymore, and I'm not trying to discredit them. But so much of what sports has become is, and especially sports media has become, can you be an asshole? Can you be funny? Can you make a good headline? Can you give a good hot take? I'll be real, I'm probably not that good at any of them. But that's not what I grew up on. That's not what I enjoy. That's not what I loved. The story, again, we've done it all episode. The story of the Kansas City Chiefs, the story of the Buffalo Bills, the team that is just always so close but has all these heartbreaking moments, 4 straight Super Bowl losses. The Chiefs, their turn in the long list of dynasties, putting themselves up there with the Cowboys and the great O-line and the Steelers' great defense and the Niners, Montana Rice, Brady Belichick. Now Mahomes, Reed, Kelsey. The NFC, The story of what Jaden Daniels can do as a rookie quarterback, something we've never seen, potentially we've never seen ever, which is get to a Super Bowl, even potentially win the Super Bowl. The Eagles throwing out the narrative of you have to be excellent at head coach and quarterback. No, what if you're just great everywhere else? I'm not just here to give you numbers. You could look that up on your own. I'm not just here to give you stats. You can look that up on your own. I'm not just here to give you a narrative or a headline. You could make those up on your own. We're coming off a divisional weekend where two great all-time quarterbacks, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and people just couldn't wait to rip whoever lost. Rest in peace. There's no more Stuart Scotts who can break down. Do you need great, like, how would, this is where I think we're losing it. How would you describe Kobe's 81-point game today? Well, the way current media moves, it would be well, that's a lot of points, but Kobe always does that. What's the Lakers' record? Is it leading to wins? What's he done since Shaq? We didn't care about any of that on that night. No one gave a rip. You still don't know what the Lakers' record is. We remember Kobe. Remember Jalen Rose that night. Remember the announcers. Remember Stuart Scott. The core part of that story, that moment in time. I remember Steph going 54 in the Garden. That leading off SportsCenter. I remember Steph versus OKC, that shot. We discussed this on group chat a few weeks ago. The idea of these people that go on Twitter and go, well, let's just compare stats and this person's stats versus this person's MVP season. I don't know the numbers of Michael Jordan's MVP season. I don't know the numbers of Steph Curry's MVP season. It was just different. I don't know what Steph averaged when he was the unanimous MVP, but I knew he was the best player on the court. I knew that Warriors team was special. I don't know what they averaged when I don't know what he averaged when him and KD went back to back and they were just sweeping everybody. But I knew they were special. I knew they were the best team in the NBA. We've gotten so fixated on either being numbers or hot takes or can you be clever or an asshole? We wouldn't have this game one of the greatest, and it's how you know the greatest moments in sports history. What's so unfortunate about them is they're almost gone to us because we don't have someone who is going to retell these stories in a way that's not just patronizing or an asshole or just reading off a bunch of stats. If Mahomes gets a three-peat, we're going to have Nick Wright on TV gloating for a day. Nick Wright has nothing to do with the Kansas City Chiefs besides being a fan. If the Commanders win, we should have a bunch of people shit-talking the Cowboys because, oh my gosh, you let the Commanders draft a rookie and get to a Super Bowl before you? Stephen A. Smith, I'm looking at you. Like, let's not lose some of these great stories. It's the 19-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant dropping 81. And we all remember it. We remember how it was told. Remember watching it. Again, I didn't watch it in real time, unfortunately, but I remember seeing the replays. They used to play them almost every Sunday night. It was that legendary of a game. Don't know the records. Don't know the exact shots. We all remember 81, but we don't remember the exact statistics of the game. I don't know what his field goal percentage was. It was a beautiful moment. It was a wonderful story and a wonderful time. Let's get back to that, man.